Mr. Musa Asad is asking, وهل يحق للمتبني أن يلحق الطفل الذي تبناه بنسبه هو ويخفي عنه نسبه الحقيقي؟ وما هو حق هذا الطفل المتبنى في الميراث؟
He wants to know the Islamic point of view concerning the adoption. Yes, okay. And he said, does the person who adopts a child, is he entitled to give his own name or family name to the child which he has adopted, and he should hide from that child his origins? And he said, what rights does this child who he will adopt in his inheritance?
First of all, what is forbidden is adoption in a manner where it could replace, it could be treated as blood relations are treated. What is forbidden in Islam is that adoption. Otherwise, to take care of yatama and others, to take the kafalat of those who have no one to turn to, that is promoted in Islam. But they are like your brothers. Like all Muslims are brothers. By doing that, they do not gain the right to be treated as blood relations. Nor the blood relations have an obligation to treat them as their blood relations. So they remain with you or within your family life, but without claiming any rights of a natural family. This is the true meaning of such verses as have prohibited the adoption. And such boys or girls should not be kept in darkness about who their real parents are. If they are known to you, you should let them know. If they are not known to you or to them either, then treat them as one of the Muslim society who are ikhwa. Treat them like any true believer who is not related to you, but yet you treat him as if he was your brother or sister. Understand? In that way, the laws of inheritance do not apply to such a person. And the laws of marriage also do not apply to such a person. He could marry the daughter of a person who had called him his son, because addressing him as son does not literally mean that he has become a son. It only means that it's a word of endearment. You understand? This is why I told some of the Ahmadis here in England and elsewhere too, who had adopted a child and kept the identity of his parents from him, so that he should understand them to be his real parents. This is a crime, this is a sin. It should not have been committed. So I told them to declare this to the boy. Not only in one case, but in many cases. And some of the so-called parents beseeched me not to do that, because they said it will create a big shock from which the concerned child would suffer. Because throughout his life he has been told that he is our son, and now suddenly when he is told that he is not, he will suffer a psychological shock. I told them that this is your problem. My problem is the law of the Quran. You take care of your problem. I do not care. This is a problem of your own making. Why did you do it right from the beginning without paying attention to the Quranic verses? So you must tell him. And I also told them, it is very naive of you when you think that he will never discover this. The society knows it. Many people will talk loosely. Many people will intentionally inform him, look here, they are not your parents. So what about the shock then? Now, if you prepare him for a shock for the sake of Allah, it will be of advantage. Then Allah will help you for this. If he is left to the society to tell him what he is, then Allah will not take care of you or that child, because it's a problem of your own creation, you face it. Then they understood. The boy did suffer in one case for a temporary disillusionment and mental readjustment, an emotional readjustment. But he suffered for a while and gradually returned to normal. Ultimately, I called him to meet me and directly on this issue. And after that, whatever remnant of hesitancy was left, it was completely removed. He walked out of my office so happy that now I know the position. I told him to start relating with his relatives also who are in Pakistan. You can go and see them, tell them, I have a better place now. I have better understanding of Islam, and I act Islam much better than you do here. And don't be afraid of them. So he did go back to Pakistan, he did meet his relatives, and he was completely upright and said, I'm much better off without you. This is my faith. And he reported to me that it created a very good impression. So his has been retrieved from all possible damages which might have been done to his personality, mashallah. Now I think the questioner also has somebody in mind. And this question is not an unrelated question at all. It's not an unprejudiced question, I should say. This question has an ulterior motive. But I'm not going to touch that. What I have told you, I have done so in a manner that it should solve all the problems Mr. Ode may have in his mind. Understand? Now, if he wants to ask another question regarding that case he has in mind, and regarding which he thinks maybe some un-Islamic practices may have been followed, that question should not be addressed to this meeting. There is a personalized question, and I would like him to address this question to me, and I'll answer him not through this public media, but privately. What? And you know what I'm talking about. Do you? Don't you know? Doesn't a case like this has happened in which families from Kabir are involved? Some families. You don't remember? Do you happen to know Mr. Ibrahim Ode or not? You still do not know what the question is about? then let it be unexplained. Okay, he will understand. Mr. Masud, what was that? Musa, inshallah. Please.
Well, during the answer which Huzur has given, he was generally referring to the teachings of the Holy Quran. And I would like to read out those two verses which are directly related with the subject. All the viewers can refer to these verses. These are from Surah Al-Ahzab, verse number 5 and 6. Allah Almighty says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Ma ja'ala Allahu li rajulin min qalbayni fi jawfihi wa ma ja'ala azwajakum allati tuzahiruna minhunna ummahatikum wa ma ja'ala adiyaakum abnaakum zalikum qawlukum bi afwahikum wallahu yaqulu al-haqqa wa huwa yahdi as-sabil uduhum li abaihim huwa aqsatu indallah fa in lam ta'lamu abaahum fa ikhwanukum fi ad-din wa mawalikum wa laysa alaykum junahun fima akhtatum bihi walakin ma ta'ammadat qulubukum wa kana Allahu ghafurur rahima. The translation is as follows: Allah has not made for any man two hearts in his breast, nor has he made those of your wives from whom you keep away by calling them mothers your mothers, in fact, nor has he made those whom you adopt as sons your sons, in fact. These are merely the words of your mouths, but Allah declares the truth and He guides to the right path. Call them after their fathers, that is more equitable in the sight of Allah. But if you know not their fathers, then they are your brothers in faith and your friends, and there is no blame on you in respect of any mistake you may unintentionally make in this matter, but you will be called to account for that which your hearts for that which your hearts purpose, and Allah is most forgiving, ever merciful. So with that we come to the end of the program, and we should take leave of the viewers.